This is Ron's Update 110. This is getting out of hand. I am up to 110 podcasts in this podcast, and my original podcast, Lost Trail Runner, I'm only up to 94. But I think the main reason is this one's so much easier. It's like impromptu, non-scripted, non-scheduled, whenever I'm in the mood podcast. And the Lost Trail Runner is supposed to be my main podcast, and I never get around to doing it because I have all these plans, how I want to change that podcast and make it worth listening to, and I just never get around to doing it. So I do this one because it's easy. And right now it's Saturday morning, and I'm in my mobile recording studio once again. I haven't recorded in the car for quite a while. One of the reasons was I had the front end was making this really weird noise. I mean, I thought my tires were out of balance or something like that, but I took it into the dealer and I said, I don't know if I need a front end alignment or what, but this car just sounds terrible when I'm driving, and the faster I go, the louder it gets. And of course the service guy goes, well, it's probably a bad hub. I mean, he knew right away what it was. So they fixed it in one day, and the car is so much smoother and doesn't make noise, and maybe it'll last another 100 years before I have to get a new car. But anyway, I'm in my mobile recording studio heading out to Stone Mountain on a Saturday morning. It's about 10:30. I got a 5-mile run scheduled. It's one of those slow 5-milers. Of course, all my 5-milers are slow, but it's a slower 5-miler than like Thursday. Thursday, I had a 5-miler where I ran a mile warm-up, which was run 30, walk 30, because as you know, I do Galloway most of the time. And then the middle 3 miles, I ran 45 and walked 15. And then the last mile, I ran 30 and walked 30. And overall, I averaged probably about a 12:30 pace. I think my fastest running pace was a 7:07. So my overall pace is kind of, I guess you'd say, deceptive, because it's a lot slower than what I run in the, when I'm doing my running segments. So it's kind of like doing intervals, except not as serious, not whatever. So today is the easy 5-miler, and I went on Garmin Connect and made a workout to send to my Garmin 220, and I had a 5-mile workout in there already that was just 5 miles with a heart rate of about, I think, a low of 70 and a high of a 128. And then I decided, well, I think I'm going to change that 5-mile run to do individual miles and put in a little bit high threshold. So I made a new 5-mile run in Garmin Connect, and I did a mile at a time with the bottom of 70 and the high heart rate of 142. And when I went to load it in my 220, it doesn't matter that old run is gone in Garmin Connect. That's the only one that goes into my watch. And I can't figure out how to kill that old 5-mile run and get the new one in there. I found that if I just send the workout directly to my watch, it will send it and put it in what's called training. But on my training calendar where I put in the workouts for the week, it will only put in the one with a high threshold of 128. So I don't know how to get rid of it. So next week is like a easy week because tomorrow is an 11-mile run, and then next week I have a 4-miler all week long, and then my long run is a 6-mile run, kind of a rest week. So I knew that my 4-milers, the high threshold was 128, and I wanted to change them to 142. And so I went into Garmin Connect today and totally deleted the 4-mile run. And then Sunday, I'm going to go back in and make a new 4-mile run with the individual mile splits with a high threshold of 142 and try to load it on my watch and see what happens. I looked on my watch and I had no 4-mile runs already on there anywhere. So whatever I load in would be a totally new workout. There wouldn't be some residual workout that's lurking somewhere in the memory of my watch that I can't delete. What's strange, some of the workouts, when you look at them on the watch, it'll say do workout or look at it, to see what it looks like, and then it'll have a third one that says delete. Well, that 5-mile run I'm trying to get rid of doesn't have a delete, so I don't know what to do. But anyway, regardless, hopefully I can load my 4-mile runs in there and my 6-mile run next week without having residual workouts lurking in there with different thresholds than what I want. And I don't know why it just doesn't overwrite the old workout when I have it. It's exactly the same name. That one was 5-mile run. Okay, so then I changed the 5-mile run's internal thing, lap splits and all that, and it's like, I'm not going to do that. So anyway, today when I get to Stone Mountain, I'm just going to chug, and since I'm using the old 5-mile run, I guess it will be a slow run because I'm going to stay under 128. So I expect to be probably in the 13 to 1340 or 50 range for that workout, which is okay because tomorrow I got that long run and I don't want to do a fast run today. And there was an Atlanta Track Club race today that I wanted to go to, and I was planning on registering online last week. And my wife's car, the black box, the module that controls the whole car basically, went bad. So we spent the week getting that car fixed, because apparently when that module goes bad, so many indications come out that they don't know what to look at. And I was thinking, well, when every possible thing can go wrong with your car goes wrong, and everything goes through one module, wouldn't it be logical that the module had a problem? So anyway, we got it fixed, and I was happy, and the car's running good, but it took up most of the week screwing around with, getting it to the dealer. And the first day it was there, they thought it was an ignition switch problem, and they swapped that out. And then, of course, when I went to pick it up, it did. The guy got in, turned on the ignition, and all the symptoms that I had explained happened right then. And he goes, "You're right. It isn't the ignition switch." So then they kept it another day and screwed around with it, and finally got it to fail. So they replaced the computer module. So now the car's working good. But anyway, that's what happened this last week. Looks like a lot of cars are going into Stone Mountain Park. I'm getting close to the gate, so I'm going to turn this off and I'll come back later on. See ya. When last I talked to you, I was getting ready to head in the gate at Stone Mountain Park, and there was a line to wait in, so I cut the mic off. And now I'm on my way back out Stone Mountain Park. I just finished a 5-mile run, easy Saturday morning run. Temperature is a little over 70 degrees now, so it was a cool run for a change. A little overcast, sun's just now starting to come out, so it'll get hot with humidity here later on. So I've gotten 15 in for the week, and I've got one more run tomorrow, which is to be 11 miles, which will give me 26 for the week if I can make it through. I think I can. What's going to be different about that 11-mile run is I'm going to have 4-mile easy, what I would call warm-up miles. Then I'm supposed to run faster 3 miles in the middle, and then go back down to running 4 slow, easy miles. So we'll see how those middle miles are, see how much faster than the other ones. I doubt they're going to be a whole lot faster, but I'll try. I think what I'm going to do is do what I did for my 5-mile run the other day, where I used my Galloway timer and I ran 30 and walked 30 for the first mile. And then for the middle 3, I ran 45 and walked 15, which increased my pace. And then I'll go back down to run 30, walk 30 for the end, and see how I get through. Hopefully it'll be a nice day. The weather forecast for today and tomorrow are both rainy days, but I think both days the rain's in the afternoon. So if I can get out the door early tomorrow morning and get it over with, I'll be a lot better off, because if I wait around, then I might get stuck with a thunderstorm, which I don't tend to run in. You probably hear the wind blowing in the background. I got the windows open on the car instead of the air conditioner going. So, I think this is going to be it for today, and we'll see how consistent I'm going to be with this particular podcast. Like, it's not a scheduled thing. It's intermittent whenever I'm in the mood, which a lot of times it never, but today it is. So I'll turn this mic off and get this thing out to you. See you later.
Hey, thanks for listening to today's podcast. We'll be here next time. Keep the emails coming in and be sure to subscribe.